can I request you to tell your story, your journey in your own words for our viewers?
Yeah, sure. So basically, I had done my chartered accountancy first. I was into finance. I wanted to, pursue finance for my life, kind of at that point. And I cleared CA in my first attempt, so it was all going good. But kind of not enjoying the work that much, that I felt that I should do something different. And that's when I shifted to education field and I started teaching. So in 3.5 years of my life, I was working as a professional, teaching all CA subjects and everything. And I was enjoying that bit a lot. Like it was more independent. It gave me freedom to do my own stuff. And at the same time, I learned more than finance. I learned how to, manage everything in a business and everything. So it was going well. Then I just felt that, there are certain skill sets that a person needs to learn from more expert people or people who have knowledge, people who have been doing that for since a long time. And that's when I thought that I should do an MBA.
Hmm.
MBA was kind of, for me, it was always about, doing it in India. And since I had like 3.5 years of work ex, I think it made sense for me to go for something like ISB, where I felt that, my experience would also be taken into account while, learning or meeting new people as such.
Right.
So yeah, I mean that's when I thought that I should do GMAT and kind of go for an MBA in India in ISB. So uh, the good thing with me was that I was very focused. I knew that I wanted to do it only at ISB. Like I had shortlisted only ISB and I wanted to do it in India only. So my focus was very clear. I wanted to do things in a certain way. I could plan it based on that one school only. I was not looking for, 3, 4 applications. So that way the whole journey became quite easy. And thankfully, like everything turned out good for me. I got an ISB. I had a wonderful 1 year during the pandemic, but
Hmm.
my life there.
Okay.
So everything was very good. And what I wanted to achieve, I think I did, because I did not do more of finance. I did subjects in marketing. I did subjects in strategy. I learned how, you run businesses from all aspects. And then I got placed in Unacademy, which was, again, a really good experience. And since it was work from home, I started working there for 3.5, 4 months. I worked there.
Yeah.
And now I have shifted to another company, Disney Plus Hotstar in Mumbai.
Okay.
So kind of, I am at a place where I really want to be. And I mean, it was all possible because of the MBA at ISB and, the whole process that I went through.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's great. Thank you for narrating your story in such with such details. So, in your opinion, what are the factors or the actions that you took made all the difference?
I feel, you get that thing from inside. You understand where you are at some point in your life. And then you start planning for the next step. And, that urge or that thing when you're working in a company also, I'm not saying that, companies or the work life or everything is not good, but it's just, your hunger for something better or, something that you really want to do. So you reach a point where you think that, now I have to do it. If I don't do it now, then I won't be able to do it ever. I think that's what drives that thing that you want to go for something like an MBA, especially because I had done 3.5 years of work after my graduation. So
Okay.
there was a huge gap between when I was studying last and now when I was studying for GMAT and everything. So it becomes really difficult also.
So, with the benefit of hindsight, what are a few mistakes that you believe you committed in the process?
So I think when I came to Exports Global also, I remember I had come very late in the process because I decided very late that I want to do it. First round had already gone, so it is always preferable to apply in the first round. So, that's in September, so you should start planning from say April or something like that when you can easily study and give GMAT. I think I decided somewhere around August, so I couldn't give GMAT before. Then I started my whole process during round 2, November end.
What are a few suggestions that you would like to give to the future applicants, in their journey of preparing for GMAT and the application process?
So I think two, three things are very important. One is that you need to be very sure about what you want to go for. There are so many schools, all are very good. But there are certain questions that you need to ask yourself before starting the whole process, right?
Yeah.
One is which are your target schools, because based on that you will kind of go for a particular GMAT score, go for a particular profile. You also need to see compatibility with that particular school. So once you've decided your target schools, look at how compatible your profile or the things that you want to achieve in MBA with that particular school.
Yeah.
Third is time management, obviously, because if you're working, especially, it becomes really difficult to prepare for all this. So you need to mentally be ready that for 3-4 months of your life, you will have to sacrifice a lot on your weekends, or very important to consider. And I think lastly, it's all about how committed you are, how you need to be fully dedicated towards the process. You can't do it half-heartedly. You can't do it in a way that you think, "Ha, theek hai, side by side I'll do it, and sometime in the future I'll go for MBA." No, you need to clearly have that thing in your head that I want to go this year, I should by this time, I have to do this. So those things are very important. Once you have all this in place, I think it becomes easy to follow the process. And yeah, I mean, then everything else takes place. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. That's great. So,
sure.
can you tell us about your MBA experience?
Yeah, sure. So we were supposed to start on campus, I think, from April, but we were not able to, and everything got postponed. And eventually, our MBA started online. So the first fear was that it should not stay online, because then there's no sense. Because if you don't meet people, if you don't interact with them, networking is a very, very important part of an MBA. So to actually meet people. So in October, we went to campus, and I think from there, it was pretty much a really good experience. I met so many people and got to do so much. So, MBA is divided into two major parts, right? One is your studying, whatever you want to study. So there are a lot of things that you can go for. Operations. When you're choosing for an MBA also, who are the teachers, whether there's some particular person that you really want to learn from. So that part was also covered here. And I feel that the teaching part was really good. And on top of that, the second aspect is the extracurricular. So there are so many clubs that are there. You can be a part of any club. You can lead clubs. You can be a part of the student council. So all of those things you choose. So I have a lot of posts that were empty, and I could do multiple things. So I managed to be a part of the media and entertainment SIG, where I took care of getting speakers from the media industry for the students, having interactions with them. Then I got to lead an event called Advaita, which is a case competition festival, which I had a team of 12, 13 people, and we had 12,000 students from all over the world taking part in case competitions.
Wow.
Then I got to direct a play, which was a 2 hour, so that was really nice. And I also got to be a part of the sports festival of ISB, which is ISL. So, I did multiple things, and I got to do all of that because my cohort was smaller and there were a lot of opportunities. And I think because of the pandemic also, things were very, like, people were trying to focus on certain things, but I personally wanted to do a lot of things. So I also got the chance to do it. So I think my journey was really nice, very, very networking wise, it was very good. And I ticked all the boxes that I wanted to. And ISB as a school was really nice. They took really good care of us. Even during the pandemic, when there were so many cases, they were always on their toes in terms of health, in terms of safety. And they ensured that, the students are always very comfortable in campus. They also tried to provide us as much as possible during the pandemic, because there were so many professors who couldn't come to campus, but ISB ensured that they at least teach. They teach through an online mode, but they teach, and as much interaction as possible, they did it for us.
Wow.
So I think the year was different, but it was really good. And placement wise also, ISB tried their level best. I think ISB has that policy. They have that thing in their head that they really, really want to provide an employment opportunity to each and every student, which they do. So that is really nice. So as a school, I feel ISB is one of the premier destination, like for students. Like it is a gold standard, and everyone should, if they want to do MBA in India, they should be there. So I think.
Okay. So can you like tell us about your experience of job searching during the MBA? Like, what tips will you give to the future candidates for this?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think my perspective was very clear. I wanted to. I first thing is to filter out. So I think the most important thing in placements is to kind of filter out do, and there are 3-4 really important buckets. So you need to decide which bucket you want to be a part of. One huge bucket is consulting. So in India, especially, when students go for ISB or such schools, they always look for getting into consulting. So that includes McKinsey, Bain, BCG, Deloitte USI, or Accenture Strat, all of those. So activities where they sit and do cases, they have targets for themselves. So I personally was not a part of that bucket, but I saw what was happening and how they were preparing for it. The second one is product. So that is becoming, because of the startups and the opportunities, I think that's becoming an important bucket. Again, it's very similar to, the preparation is similar to what consulting provides, but again, you have different groups. People go for more of IT related stuff, or they are more into how you improve certain products, apps, and everything. So they do preparation for that. And important companies in this would again be like something like Flipkart or Microsoft, all of these companies.
Yeah.
Third one is again marketing, which I think was a small part of ISB, but still, like, there is a certain type of case prep that you can do for that. You don't have to start that early, but you definitely should start looking for people who will be or have the same target, so that you can sit with them and understand how they are doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's all about starting early, making your groups well, going for something which you really want to do.
Mhm.
So all of those things you need to take care of.
Okay.
When placements do come, it becomes really difficult. So that time, there are so many interviews going on. You're running from here and there. On those 2-3 days when placement is there, I think you can't prepare anything. You can just go with the flow, just go for the interviews, go and talk whatever you remember, you say. So it becomes based on, a lot of luck and a lot of, in that moment, spontaneously what you say, how you say, whether they like it or not, it's all on that. But beforehand, if you plan well, I think you should be in a good position for placement day. So you can prepare everything before, but on the day, I think nothing works. It's all on luck and what you have prepared till now, what you remember, that way.
Okay.
So yeah, for me also it was similar. I think enough to get a good interview with Unacademy where they talked about my past experience in education, and they were very warm, and the process was very smooth where I talked to I had multiple rounds, and in each round, it was more about my experience. So there are interviews where they talk about, or it exactly matches what you've done before. So that way it helps.
Okay.
So that was something that I feel went well for me.
Okay, okay, that's great. So, like, what are the main resources that you used, during your preparation for GMAT, and what is the advice that you will give to the candidate?
So I think GMAT, I personally feel that that is a resource which, obviously the institute provides. So it becomes a really important resource. Having said that, obviously there will be things that you will not get right, or you will feel that you are lost and you will need help. So for that, you can choose a good, coaching class, whether it's online or offline, depends on the situation now. But you can go for something which you feel comfortable in. You can see everyone provides some mock videos where you can do some demos with them, see how many practice questions they are providing, see how many mocks they are providing, and then go for something which you are comfortable with. If you're a working professional, I think online would be more comfortable. If you have the time to take a leave, or prepare for it 1 month full-fledged, then you can go for something like offline, where there is more personal attention and they check your progress from time to time a lot. So yeah, I mean, classes is important. Verbal, which is something which is very tricky. It is they are very clear about what they want, but you definitely need guidance in it, I feel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you need guidance that way, but I think it's more about how personally you take it and how much practice you do. So you have the official guide, then you can take extra questions from those people, then
Yeah.
definitely give 4 5 good mocks, see where you stand, how you are improving your score, and then when you feel you're ready, then only register for the exam. Although it's difficult to get a slot, but 2 weeks before also you can get a good slot and then you can go for it.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So, like, what are a few common mistakes, that you believe GMAT applicants must avoid?
Um, I feel one mistake could be to, uh, hurry into the process. I feel that, just like, I think this is something which I also kind of made. I was very, I just thought that, I can give the exam very quickly. I can study very quickly and understand. But what we need to get is that it is an exam which you can get better at with a lot of practice. So you need to practice and see how you're improving your score. And once you reach a certain point where you're sure that, yeah, if I go in the exam now, I can get this particular score and then get into these schools, then only you should go for it. So one common mistake that people do is they take it lightly in the sense that, it's an MCQ exam. Okay, I'll do it. 1 month preparation is enough. You should always go slow, understand how it works, do as much practice as possible, and then go for the exam. So that is one. Second, I feel that, as I said, right, there are certain aspects which you won't get. Like you will feel lost. It is very natural. So don't shy away from, taking help or paying a little extra for some kind of coaching class where you understand or that person helps you. So take all the help that you can. Maybe it's from your friends or from someone external. Many people try to do it on their own, which is fair. But there are certain times where you should understand there is a point that you can reach on your own, and there will be certain extra tips, you can say, that can help you go beyond that point, taking that kind of help. I feel. And thirdly, I think it's GMAT is a lot about the environment. When you go into that hall to give your exam, it is a very, very difficult atmosphere. Okay, so make sure that you practice 3 4 mocks in that particular situation. Put yourself in that space where 3.5 hours you're sitting in one position, giving all those questions, and put yourself under that pressure, under that pump, so that when you go for the exam, you don't feel very nervous, because of which your performance can get hampered. So just practice that well, put yourself in that situation before. So these are a few mistakes that I feel, some things that you should keep in mind. Otherwise, GMAT is not such a tough exam to crack, honestly. Even if you start with a very low score in mocks, you can improve easily over time and then give the attempt when you are ready for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you would like to share with us about your post MBA journey? Like how your pre-application process kind of helped in, the growth of your post MBA journey.
Sure. So I think in this way, like I feel that I was lucky to have experts global. Like I think how GMAT leads to GMAT, and the whole process, it leads to ISB admissions. So particularly for that, I think they knew the process well, and they customized it for me in terms of timelines. So I feel that that helped me, because when I wrote my essays first draft and then got it edited, everything was happening on time. I could have actually given my application in the second round as well. So time management was very important, and I think that helped me, because once I got that particular GMAT score, I was ready to apply, and then I was pretty confident that if I get a call from them, if I get able to crack it. So I think that is very important in terms of pre and post MBA. I think the whole process needs to be, you need to know the whole process. Counselors help in that. And post MBA as well, like I feel that if things would have not been done on time at that point, then I would have lost the admission in that round, and then it would have went to the next year, and then I don't know what would have happened. So today I finished my MBA on time according to my timelines, and I'm working in jobs which I really want to.
Mm.
Depends on how you plan. and how quickly you understand the need for certain things. And as I said, right, it's a process. You need to pay for certain things, but take it as an investment and get
Right.
the best practices, the best people to help you, and you get to realize that that whole investment was worth it, because now you're at a point in life where you really want to be. So yeah, I mean, that is something that I really feel has done wonders for me, because I was very sure about not thinking about how much I'm investing in the whole process, but what it will lead to, what will be the result of that. So it's important. Yeah.
Okay, okay, that's great. Thank you so much. You have actually answered so many queries from so many future applicants that have come to us. So, is there like any final, message that you would like to give to all of them who are watching this video?
um, I would just say that, MBA is a really big step in everyone's life, because it is post graduation. I mean, you already studied all your life, and I know that, many what they want to do, and they are already at a good stage. So take the
Yeah.
decision in an informed way, where you want to go for MBA or not. And as I said, let's choose your schools well, because honestly, when you go for a particular school, you should always see what that school has expertise in and whether it matches with your profile. So just go for schools that fit your profile well, which you feel would do really good for your own personal growth. Otherwise, everything can go in a very different way, and future maybe you'll understand, or you'll feel I did not do justice to my whole MBA journey. So I just feel that everyone needs to have that mindset where they take their own time and do things in a way which is comfortable for them. If you want to do MBA early in life, IIMs are a really good option. If you feel 7-8 years down the line you want to do MBA, then executive MBAs are really good. So there are MBAs for all age groups. You can decide at any point in your life, but just make sure that the decision is taken in an informed way. And all the best for all your future admissions. And everyone should definitely try MBA if they feel that they want to upskill themselves. They want to do some be a part of an industry which they are not being able to be up till now. I feel those are 2-3 important things that they should look for. So yeah.
Okay. Great. That's great. Thank you so much for giving us your time. And you've given such amazing responses to us. And I'm sure they're going to be very helpful to all the future applicants as well.